Ladies and gentlemen, may I please have your attention? And please stand for the presentation of the colors. Color guard advance and scout salute or hand over heart. Will the audience please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. 2. The U.S. flag is made of 13 stripes representing the original 13 colonies. 50 stars, one for each state, in the colors red.
The red of our flag represents the lifeblood of brave Americans ready to die or worthy live for this our country.
White.
The white of our flag represents purity and cleanliness of purpose, thought, word, and deed.
And blue.
The blue of our flag represents faith and loyalty and the eternal blue of the star-filled heavens.
And color guard, post the colors. Color guard dismissed. And would everyone please remain standing? I would like to introduce Pastor Christopher Carluck of the First Congregational Church of Swansea to deliver the invocation.
Let us pray. Almighty God, we gather here today with grateful hearts, seeking your guidance as we celebrate the spirit of scouting. We ask for your blessing on this troop, the leaders and the scouts, as they strive to live by the Scouts' oath and law. We celebrate and honor Shane for his service and dedication as he receives the Eagle Scout Award this day. May all of our actions reflect the values you have instilled in us, and may we always be prepared to serve you, our community, and our fellow man. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Carluck, and would everyone please be seated? I would like to introduce Bryce Daughtry, former Assistant Scoutmaster of Troop 311, as Master of Ceremonies for this Eagle Court of Honor.
Thank you, Quinton. Good afternoon, honored guests, ladies, gentlemen, scouts, and scouters. As Shane Rediker's Eagle Mentor, it is my pleasure to be the Master of Ceremonies for this Eagle Court of Honor. Today, we have the honor and privilege of recognizing Shane Rediker for the award of Eagle Scout. The parents and scout leaders of Troop 311 have labored long and faithfully to develop him towards responsible citizenship through the Boy Scout program. Their efforts now culminate in the presentation of the Eagle Award. Would Honor Guard Finn Breismeister please escort before this Court of Honor Eagle candidate Shane Rediker. I now call upon Elaine Giacomo, District Commissioner of the Mount Monadnock District, to open this Court of Honor.
By the authority vested in me by the National Court of Honor of the Boy Scouts of America, I hereby declare this Court of Honor opened.
Thank you, Elaine. Achieving Eagle is a long and arduous task. I would like to introduce Troop 311 Assistant Scoutmaster Jacob Pasquarelli, who will outline the long road to the rank of Eagle.
Scouting is no doubt one of the greatest organizations in the world to foster the ideals of citizenship. It is little wonder then that so many of our nation's greatest leaders had some of their earliest leadership experiences in scouting. The total development from boyhood to manhood depends on physical, mental, and moral growth expressed in the Scout Law and Oath. The skills are so demanding and the challenge is so great that it is not surprising to learn that only about 2% of all Scouts achieve the rank of Eagle. Let us now reflect on the Trail of Eagle which a young Scout must undertake. The first stop on the road to Eagle is Scout.
I am the Scout rank. I am the Scout rank. My badge represents the International Brotherhood of Scouting, which I have joined.
To become a Scout, a boy must understand and promise to live by the Scout Oath and Law. The next stop is Tenderfoot.
I am the Tenderfoot rank. My 3 points stand for the 3 parts of the Scout Oath. You find me on the mariner's compass, forever pointing the way to the North Star in a safe journey in life. On my face are 2 stars representing truth and knowledge, a shield which is the emblem nation molded together in justice, and an eagle to guard the freedom of my land.
To earn Tenderfoot, a Scout must learn basic skills about camping, outdoor ethics, cooking, tools, first aid, nature, hiking, fitness, citizenship, and Scout spirit. The next stop is second class.
I am the second class rank. The ends of my scroll are turned up in the willing smile of the Scout. On my face is the motto, "Be prepared," and suspended from me is the knot tied there to remind you of the slogan of the Boy Scouts of America, "Do a good turn daily."
To earn second class rank, a Scout must learn intermediate skills in the previous requirements as well as navigation, aquatics, and emergency preparedness. The next stop is first class.
I am a first-class rank. I was tenderfoot, and I laid the course by the stars of truth and knowledge. And I girded myself with the righteousness of justice and freedom. I added a smile that I might be a friend to all and bound myself together with the knot of duty to others.
To earn the first class rank, a Scout must learn advanced skills in the previous requirements while also developing leadership skills. The next stop is Star.
I am the Star rank. Now that I have mastered scouting skills, I can stand alone. I've earned the right to improve on my own. To me goes the honor of choosing my field. Before me lies the horizon of endless opportunity.
To become a Star Scout, a boy must earn a total of 6 merit badges, 4 of which must be from the Eagle required list. The next stop is Life.
I am the life rank. I have shown the world that scouting is in my heart. I have mastered the knowledge of subjects that will benefit not only myself, but my country and my fellow man. I am ready to reach for my wings to fly.
To become a Life Scout, a boy must earn a total of 11 merit badges, including 7 from the Eagle required list. Thank you, Scouts. Bryce, as Shane's Eagle Scout mentor, will you tell us about Eagle rank requirements?
Eagle Award is the culmination of efforts of Shane and his leaders. A Scout must earn 21 merit badges in various crafts and skills. 14 of these badges are required for Eagle rank by the Boy Scouts of America. You boys who sit here with the troop are a part of the Eagle Award that Shane is about to receive. As he has helped you learn your scouting skills, he has exhibited troop leadership, which is necessary to develop as an Eagle Scout. Hopefully, some of you will follow his example and complete your Eagle rank. Each Eagle candidate must plan and supervise an Eagle service project. This service project demonstrates a scout's capacity and willingness to exert his leadership ability in activities that are constructive and worthwhile in his community. So Shane's Eagle Scout service project was something that he had worked with this church here to come up with. If you are in the congregation and attend this church regularly on a Sunday, would you raise your hand? These are the people that have had an impact on Shane's life, and he's had the honor of being a part of that. And in return and gratitude for the active parts that you've played in his life, it was his heart's desire to do something and give something back to the church. So when he first started discussing with me what he wanted to do, I don't think the question was whether or not he wanted to do something with the church. It was just a question of what was going to be the right project. So for those of you that attend the church, is the project presented outside? It's right there. Oh, wait a minute. Pastor, in the back there. So Shane came up with the plans, researched the plans, researched the materials, researched the skills, the tools that he would need. Any of the volunteers from the church, from the troop, and just from family that had the skill set to operate those tools, lend guidance and assistance where necessary, so none of us had any accidents with the power tools. So if you get a chance and an opportunity after the ceremony today, take a look and see what he's actually done. Oh, there's another one over here. Thank you very much. So there's one in each corner. So I would strongly encourage you to take a look. I was blessed to be a part of it. I was blessed to see the plan, see the development, see him start to piece together all of the things that he was going to do. I think my favorite thing to do with Shane anytime we were working on any project, whether it was this particular project or one of his merit badges, he would come to me and he's like, all right, well, what do we do? I don't know. What do we do? And then watching him start to develop, come together with a plan, start to figure, oh, okay, well, we can do this, we can do this. And it was very exciting for me. It was an honor to be a part of that. And for those of you that attend the church regularly or just drive by when they're beginning to be seated outside during the nicer weather, just remember that this is his way of giving back to the church and to the community that has served him for the majority of his life. Will Troop 311 Assistant Scoutmaster Jacob Pasquarelli please come forward to present the Eagle Award? Oh, wait a minute. Before you do that, I skipped ahead. Excuse me. After Scout has completed the requirements for the Eagle, he must be reviewed by an Eagle Board of Review made up of members of the Council for the Mount Monadnock District. This Board of Review certified that after investigation, interview, and examination, the board believed that this Scout demonstrated that he held to the spirit of scouting in his daily living. The board recommended his advancement to Eagle, and it was certainly appropriate. So now, Jacob Pasquarelli, please come forward to present the Eagle Award.
Will the honor guard please escort Shane's parents forward? Shane Rediker, by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the National Council of the Boy Scouts of America, I hereby award the rank of Eagle Scout to you. I give it to your mother first. Will you please pin the Eagle Medal on your son? please join me in congratulating Troop 311's newest Eagle Scout, Shane Rediker.
I now call upon Rick Allen to help convey the responsibilities of the Eagle rank to our new candidate.
Shane, I speak for the Eagle Scouts of this council. I have the honor to give you the Eagle Scout charge for your elevation to the highest rank in scouting. The Boy Scouts of all nations constitute one of the most wholesome and significant influences in the world's history. You have been counted worthy of this high rank. All of you who know you rejoice in your achievement. As you live up to your obligations, you bring honor to yourself and your brother scouts. Your responsibility extends to your country and your God. America has many good things to give you and your children after you, but these good things depend for the most part on the ability of its citizens. Our country has a great past. You can make the future even better. I charge you to understand your citizenship with solemn dedication. Be a leader, but lead only towards the best. Lift up every task you do and every office you hold to the high level of service to God and your fellow man. So live and serve, that those who know you will be inspired to the finest living. We have too many who use their strength and their brains to exploit others and to gain selfish ends. I charge you to be among those who dedicate their hearts and their hands to common good. Build America on the solid foundation of clean living, honest work, unselfish citizenship, and reverence for God. Then, whatever others may do, you will leave behind you a record of which you may be justly proud. Eagle Scout candidate Shane Rediker, I charge you to enter the Eagle Scout Brotherhood, holding without reservation ever before you the ideals of honor and service. By repetition of the Eagle Scout promise before your fellow scouts, you will become an Eagle Scout. Through the words you use may be like those by which you joined scouting, today they will mean more than they could have meant at any time in the past. When you pledge yourself on your sacred honor, you will be sealing your eternal loyalty to the code of the Eagle Scout with the words which close the Declaration of Independence. Now, with all the Eagle Scouts present today, come to the front to join Shane and me as I administer the Eagle Scout promise. Eagle Scouts, please give the Scout sign and repeat after me. I, and state your name, reaffirm my allegiance to the three promises of the Scout Oath. I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself the obligations and responsibilities of the rank of Eagle Scout. On my honor, I will do my best to make my training an example of my rank. and my influence count strongly and for better citizenship in my home, in my community, and in my contact with other people. To this, I pledge my sacred honor. 2. You may be seated.
Thank you, Rick. Now it is time to hear from Eagle Scout Shane Rediker.
Howdy, everyone. First, I would like to say thank you for being here. It really means a lot to me to have all my family, friends, and mentors celebrating this milestone with me. Mom, can you please stand up? I'd especially like to thank my mother for her countless hours spent encouraging me and helping me to get myself together. She was the one who got me into scouting, and her support throughout my journey has improved who I am as a person, and I will never forget that. For her efforts, I'd like to reward her the Mother's Pin. Thank you, Mom, for everything you do. Dad, would you please come forward? Now, my dad was someone who came into my scouting life later than my mother. However, the lasting impact he made on both the troop and myself will last forever. Through his time as our scoutmaster, he has always had a smiling face, always looking on the bright side of things. He ensured that no matter what, the boys in the troop had a good time. And for many of us, he even became a father figure and someone who you can place your trust in. For all of his time and effort contributing to making sure that the troop was left better than he found it, I'd like to award my father the lapel pin. Hey. Bryce, would you please come forward?
Here, hold on a second. Get you sorted out here.
You had that?
Well, somebody dropped it. I wasn't going to make a scene out of it.
Okay.
Not like I'm making one now.
So, Bryce was my den leader back in Cub Scouts, and he provided the guidance throughout the early years of scouting. He was and still is someone that I look up and respect to dearly. Even when I was doubting myself, making the road to Eagle, he was the one to encourage me to stay committed to scouting. His encouragement changed my course of scouting forever. Through his time as my Eagle Scout mentor and leader, I'd like to present him with his mentor's pin. So, I joined scouting back in first grade. My family had just moved to Swansea, and my mom thought it was a good way for me to make friends. Honestly, I wasn't sure what to expect, but looking back at it now, I realize how big of a difference that decision made in my life. Over the years of scouting, scouting has been such more than I imagined. I've learned how to tie knots, build fires, and navigate with a map and compass. But I've also learned much bigger life lessons, like how to be a leader, how to work as a team, and how to serve others. Of course, there's been a lot of fun on the way too. I'll never forget the camping trips at the gun club, summer camp at Winoxet, the hikes, countless games of Magic the Gathering, and let's be honest, some of the most ridiculous moments we shared as a troop. But the best part was the friendships I've made. Some of the people I've met through scouting have become like a family to me, and I will always be grateful for that. Reaching Eagle Scout wasn't easy. It took a lot of hard work, and there were definitely times when I wasn't sure I'd make it. But I had so many people supporting me, my family, my troop, leaders, and my friends. You all believed in me, even when I doubted myself, and I'll never forget that. Scouting has shaped who I am today. It's taught me the importance of giving back and making a difference, and I know those lessons will stick with me for the rest of my life. To the younger scouts here, stick with it. The journey might be tough sometimes, but it is so worth it. You'll learn, you'll grow, and you'll make memories that will last forever. Thank you again for all being here to celebrate this moment with me. Scouting has been an amazing part of my life, and I'm excited to see what comes next. Thank you.
We have a presentation from a 47-year member of the American Legion who also served 17 years as commander of Croto Coutts Fort Ford Post, number 24, in Marlborough, and has served 2 years as district commander. He is also the Troop 311 Charter Organization representative. Please welcome John Fletcher.
I don't think there's much more I can say. Part of my speech has already been presented for me, which I appreciate. Thank you very much. But before I present the award, I would like to say one thing. Troop 311 is something to be proud of, and they should be proud of themselves. This is the second year that I have been able to present an Eagle Scout Award to a member of Troop 311. So in my opinion, they should also be congratulated for the job that they have done. I represent the American Legion. As you heard, I've been a member for 47 years. I have given out a lot of awards over the years, but none personally has meant more to me than giving out the Eagle Scout Award. So on behalf of the American Legion, I would like to present Shane Rediker with the Eagle Scout Award.
So one more round of applause for Shane. So at this time, we're going to open up the podium for brief to moderate story lengths. For anybody that would like to share a story, has any other presentations that they would like to put forward in front of the congregation? Anyone?
I'm David Stinson. Happy to be here also. And Shane, this accomplishment and honor that you received today is something which you will carry with you for the rest of your life. I hope you will be as proud of yourself as we are of you. I've known Shane in the way most adults know young men and women, mostly at a distance. I've watched him from one of these pews in this church, heard about his trips to church camps, and seen him grow up from boyhood into adolescence. I've heard my wife talk about him because she was one of his church school teachers until he aged out, and now he sits in these pews with the adults. But my observations were mostly from a distance. Shane has been active in the Interact Club at Monadnock Regional High School for several years because I'm a member of the Rotary Club that sponsors that Interact Club. You will imagine a surprise I had just a short time ago. I'd always thought Shane was pretty quiet. After a service trip that the Interactors took to Puerto Rico, he and some of his fellows came to tell us about their trip at one of our Rotary meetings. Because the Rotary meeting is a breakfast club, most of the Interactors seemed a little drowsy. But when the time came for them to speak, to my great surprise, Shane seemed to be the life of the group. He was funny, he was outspoken, and he was enthusiastic. I remember musing, he's not a little boy anymore. The interactors are also inveterate do-gooders in and around our towns, always involved in service projects. Once they showed up at the Keene Library to help move books for the annual book sale fundraiser. Shane noticed in Heberton Hall and a beautiful piano. And after talking with Marty Fisk, the librarian, asking her if he could play, he sat down and performed an impromptu concert. Who knew? Well, now you have become an Eagle Scout, Shane. As I said, it's an honor and a great accomplishment. When a potential employer or an admissions counselor at a college or a recruiter in the Navy, don't think about those other organizations, hear about your CV, Shane, you can be sure they will look up at you and realize that you are the real deal. Now, one more personal thing. I'm a scout too, but I only got to life. So even though in the Navy I'm an admiral, you outrank me in the scouting.
Thank you. Anyone else have a story to share? Please come up.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Marion Lefrancois, and as David was just explaining, Shane is a member of the Monadnock Interact Club. I'm also a member of the Rotary Club, and I am an Interact advisor. It was my privilege to meet Shane when he entered Interact in April of 2022. He was a little quieter then. I think that this Eagle Scout business has made him blossom in a really great way. As David mentioned, Interact is a service club, so he's been double timing. He's not just been doing all the work he's done with the Boy Scouts, he's been doing a ton of volunteer work with Interact. And I was reading your Boy Scout law, which I didn't know, which is interesting because when I sat down to think about some words to describe Shane, I came up with these: giving, patient, hardworking, dedicated, and talented, which aren't in the list, but they're very similar. Giving because he gives of his time. He shows up for tons and tons of events. He comes to meetings. He does a good job. He's patient. Even if we're doing the most boring thing in the world, he never complains. Sometimes scraping paint, picking up trash, not the highlight of everybody's day, but he's there, he's doing it, and he's got a great attitude. He's hardworking. I don't think I need to tell you all that. But yeah, when he puts his mind to it, he gets the job done. He's very dedicated. I don't need to tell you that either. He wouldn't have earned his Eagle Scout, and he wouldn't be going to Puerto Rico with the Interact Club if he wasn't dedicated. The ability to go on the Puerto Rico trip is based on participation. Shane's participation is outstanding. He's also very talented. Speaking to David's note about the playing of the piano, if you've ever heard him play, and I'm sure all the folks in the congregation have, he is absolutely wonderful. So I feel very blessed and honored to have been invited to this event today, and Shane, I congratulate you.
Any other stories? Jacob.
Hey dude, how's it going? Good? Okay. So it's not much of, I don't have anything much to say, but honestly, seeing Shane come up through his Eagle Scout journey, it reminds me of one of my favorite things in life, planeswalkers from Magic the Gathering. Hear me out. One could say that you're like Chandra, chaotic, full of energy. One could say that you're bristling with the heat and the need to do things. One could also say you're like Liliana, resourceful with what you have, even if it comes from the ground. One could also say you're like Gideon, valiant, willing to protect others and friends, even if it may cost you your life. One could also say you're like Nissa. You have helped nourish and flourish many, many people, even if you haven't seen or noticed it. And one could also say that you were like a Johnny, loyal, kind heart, and extremely brave. So that's all I have, and I'm just really happy and very proud that you've been able to come this far.
The podium is still open. Quentin and then Matthew.
I remember first joining 311 with Shane. Well, I didn't join with Shane, but Shane was actively in the troop when I first joined. And he had showed a level of patience that I wasn't very used to when it came to going to scouting. And it was a very new and helpful experience. And going through scouting with Shane, he has always been a type of comedic help that I really enjoyed. Like every picture, he's just standing there with his little smile and his thumbs up all the time. And I remember one time when we went to Gettysburg, we were in a car because it was downpouring. We had nothing to do but sit in the car because it was pretty much a typhoon. And we decided to record on my mother's phone and send a very heartfelt video to all the other leaders explaining why we should go to Dairy Queen. And in the end, we ended up going to Dairy Queen. And it has been a very enjoyable experience going through scouting with you, Shane.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, my name is Matthew Kozlowski, and I have been best friends with Shane since first grade. It's a lot. Shane is a lot. He carries a lot, and he does a lot. But all these years, I've always been by his side, and he's always been by mine. And I could never have another best friend to have by my side. And I love this man, and I will love him until the day I die. It's going to be very random. It's all just spewing out of my mouth. It's just... all the trips that we've been on, we've probably tented together about a dozen times that by like 35. And we always stay up at night telling each other random stories. But best friends are always going to be best friends. Probably going to be next to each other in graves. But I don't know. There's not a lot to say. Making hot dogs that were very burnt. They were terrible. We got forced to eat them while they got to eat really nice hot dogs on a stovetop. Ours were toasted. Bananas over the fire, those were also toasted. The dozens of burnt meals, they were amazing. Oh yeah, we loved them. But he's grown up, I've had to grow up, and we both moved on together. I'll text him randomly at night, and he will be there for me for whatever's been going on in my life. I appreciate all that he does for me. I love you, Shane. Coffee. Go ahead and get coffee.
Anybody want to follow that?
name's Mark Polifroni. Been Shane's piano teacher for quite a long time. And I can look around and see that there are quite a number of students that I've had here at Monadnock and music students. And all of them know that it takes a lot of time and work and dedication, and you can't give up. And I've had Shane for a very long time, very young, sitting at the piano bench, head about the same height as the music stand. And he stuck with it. And music is just not, people think, well, it's just music. Well, it's not. It's just a lot more than that. It shows that you stick with something and you're dedicated. You look something, it's a long-term goal. And it's something that he'll own all of his life. And I know that he'll continue on doing that. So it shows a lot of character and just a lot of dedication to an art that goes just beyond music. So thank you, Shane, for sticking with it. I know you'll keep going.
I've known Shane for a long time. It was quite a surprise when I first heard. But actually, I'm up here to talk about how I've seen him grow over the last few years. And one of the biggest things that hits the nail right on the head for me and goes with the Eagle Charge that you heard earlier is we're at camp, summer camp, Camp Winoxet, go Camp Winoxet. And we were about 3 days into the week, and Shane was not happy because every day they handed out a broom. It was called the Golden Broom for the camp with the cleanest tent site. The cleanest tent site. Every single day, it was a competition. We all cleaned our tents, we put our things away, we swept up all the little cabins and picked up trash, the fireplace and everything. We did all that every single day. No, I'm not going to sing. So they had this song, and I don't even remember the name of it because that's not even important. The point is that it was different than the one that we'd been singing for the previous 4 years that they went to camp, from 2018 to, was it 2020, 2022? They changed it last year. They changed it in 2024. And Shane, he was flabbergasted that they were not doing the old song. And he wanted it to change. So he got a notepad, and he went around and got a petition of 150 or 60 names of scouters and campers throughout the camp to have the song changed back. He found something he didn't like, and he went about it the right way. They changed the song. It was an Oompa Loompa song having to do with the Golden Broom. I don't know the words. I'm not even going to try it. But he made a difference because he didn't take no for an answer. But he did it and requested the change the right way. He went about making change the way it should be done. And they did. And you have never seen a scouter at camp look so happy. He came running up to me, "Dad, I've got 160 signatures. You should check this out." I said, "You have to turn it in." So he did, and they listened. So thank you for making change, Shane, and thank you for doing it the right way.
once, going twice. Sold. So I won't share any stories. I have many stories. I've had the pleasure and the honor of being a part of Shane's scouting life since he joined scouting, all through Cub Scouts, all through the last half of Boy Scouts. And all of my stories that I have with him are with Shane and with Eric, who just left, and with Keegan, and with Matthew, and with TC, and all the boys that I had and that I was with in Cub Scouts and Boy Scouting. And some of those stories you'll see in the pictures in the slideshow. But I will truly cherish the time that we had. All the boys are getting older that I had, and this is kind of the culmination of that part of my life. So it was always exciting, it was an honor, and I'm tremendously blessed. So thank you for the opportunity, both of you, the parents of the boys that I had, so thank you very much. So I'm going to ask Elaine to come forward one more time, please.
I would like to be the first representative of Mount Monadnock District to welcome our newest Eagle Scout. Congratulations. By the authority vested in me by the National Court of Honor of the Boy Scouts of America, I hereby declare this Court of Honor closed. I turn this meeting over to Quinton, the Troop 311 Senior Patrol Leader. Thank you.
Scouts, please rise. And please join me in reciting the Scout Law. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. 2. Will everyone please rise for the benediction?
May the Scoutmaster of all those who will listen to him prepare you for leaving this day. May he continue to remind you to help others and to do your best during your life. May he return you safely to your family and friends. And may you humble yourself in continuing to listen and following his guidance and his direction. Amen.
Color Guard, please retire the colors. Would everyone please join our new Eagle Scout in the Friendship Hall for refreshments?
Woo!